Action Greensboro, but what are we as a city doing to tell our story to other places so that people will know all these things? I mean, I agree with you. We've got a lot of things here that are very attractive and make people want to come here. How are we getting that message out?
Well, it's a number of different efforts. As you know, there are a number of different entities that can tell that story, and the more we tell, the better. So there's really no bad way to do it. And there are a number of different stories to tell. So the Convention and Visitors Bureau, for example, would work on what the story is for a potential convention coming, or what kinds of attractions we have for a visitor that wants to come, the Natural Science Center and the Children's Museum and all those great attractions that we have.
Yeah.
Action Greensboro really wants to think about a message that would make people or invite people to come live here, and it being a great place to learn through our colleges and universities, to earn, to get a job, and to live. So learn, earn, live is the tactic that we've taken.
Yeah, and since you brought that up, one of the things that a word that I've noticed in connection with almost all of those aspects is innovation. And I wanted to get your take on exactly why that word was included, and what is there about Greensboro, about the community that is innovative?
Well, that's a great point that you've made, and I've been thinking a lot about innovation recently because I've talked to several companies that are innovators in their field. So why is Greensboro a great place for innovation? I think we've got a terrific basis of support for small business and for entrepreneurs. It's an easy city to get to know people, so part of innovation is creating a network of support individuals that can give you information to expand whatever idea you have. And so it's easy to get to know people here, and people are generally friendly, very open, and that's something people remark on a lot when they come here. So an inviting business climate, and we have really a history of innovation in our community. It has really driven our local economy in the past, and so we're seeing companies, I think, continuing to thrive in those the ways of innovation.
Yeah. Something I know that's near and dear to you and that you want to talk about is Opportunity Greensboro. So let's discuss that. That's an educational-based thrust, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know this, but
Yeah,
we have 7 colleges and universities here.
Right.
Can you name them?
Yeah, I can. You want me to?
That's just a little contest.
Yeah, Guilford, Greensboro, UNCG, Elon, Bennett. If you, I don't know whether you want to count GTCC.
We do.
Or not.
We count them.
Count
yeah.
GTCC.
And then the 2 big.
And then the
UNCG.
2 big one, UNCG and A&T. Yeah.
Right. So 7 is a big number.
Yes, it is.
And when we think of a college town, we think of a town sometimes that just has the one university or college, like Chapel Hill, kind of as a dominant force in the community. And so at the same time, though, Greensboro is a college town in many ways because we have these 7 institutions here, and our great quality of life really has come as a result of that. We have a lot of terrific, smart people who care very deeply about our community, and those are many of the people who are either students or faculty or administrators at our colleges and universities. We did a count recently of the number of PhDs that we have, and we have just employed within the colleges and universities about 1,300 PhDs. So for a town our size, that's a tremendous number, and those are just the ones that are employed. I can't imagine the number that are retired.
A lot of PhDs driving trucks.
Yeah, right. Or PhD candidates even.
Right.
So Opportunity Greensboro is a partnership that we developed with all 7 colleges and universities, the chancellors and presidents of the schools, coming together with the business community. So thinking about Greensboro not only as a college town and all those great quality of life attributes, but what can we do to capitalize on the fact that we have these great educational institutions, and what can we do to drive economic development forward? So the topics that we're discussing with that group are things like enhancing our educational system, not only our higher education institutions, but K through 12. What can we do to tell our story as a great community and as a great place to earn, learn, and live? And then also, what can we do collaboratively with the educational institutions? This was the first time some of them had even met each other. So getting all the chancellors and presidents in the same room to talk about what they might do collaboratively is a great thing for Greensboro.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You mentioned the number of PhDs. I saw that our colleges and universities employ 6,367 people.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're a huge employer.
Industry, yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And we have about 40,000 college students here in Greensboro. So think about what we have in terms of creative minds and potential employees for companies that want to come here. So to be able to tell that story is very, very important. And then take the assets that exist in the institutions, make them known, capitalize on them, and what could they do together that could create some economies of scale, new programs, new facilities. There are a number of things that we haven't even explored yet that could come out of that.
Yeah.
The Opportunity Greensboro initiative was modeled after a similar initiative in Spokane, Washington. And so there was a group that went to Spokane, and in Spokane it was really kind of a call to action because they were losing ground. I think they have another location there in Washington that has some larger colleges and universities. In Spokane, they decided they needed to come together to compete. So they have been at it for about 20 or 25 years and really saw some terrific things. In Spokane, they developed a downtown university district where they've created facilities for all the institutions to share or to have common programming. That's one of the areas that we're looking at here with Opportunity Greensboro is, you know, if you think about it, in our downtown, we've got Bennett and Greensboro College right on our center city,
Right.
and then UNCG and A&T are just adjacent to our center city. So for institutions, is there a way that they could share courses, but also a shared facility? So something we're looking at.
And as you say, it is unusual for a town like Greensboro to have that many schools. I was interested in a quote. I think I actually saw it on your website where it said, USA Today named Greensboro one of the fastest growing college towns in the United States. Yeah, that was interesting. You don't, or at least in the past, we haven't thought of Greensboro as a college town. But that was sort of interesting, I thought.
That's something we can really point out because it's kind of a sleepy secret that people don't really see at first glance.
Yeah.
They don't think of us like a Chapel Hill or a Durham with the big Duke University there.
And not only our institutions of higher learning, of course, this wouldn't be as effective, I guess, in attracting people to the community. Although, when people are looking to relocate, one of the first questions parents of young children ask is, well, how about the school system? And we've got some local secondary schools that are doing quite well, too. Grimsley, I think, is in the top 100, and several others. And I think I read, the early college at Guilford was recognized by Newsweek as being one of the country's most academically elite public schools due to high student performance.
Yeah, that early college model is terrific.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you brought that up because one of the projects of Opportunity Greensboro is to really enhance some of those alternative schools like an early college. And Guilford County Schools has an extremely high graduation rate compared to other districts in the state. And one of the reasons is because we can offer a number of different alternatives like the middle college and the early college. So a new project that we're just beginning to work on and hopefully will come to fruition sometime next year is a new early college on the campus of North Carolina A&T. And it would be focused on STEM education. So STEM meaning science, technology, engineering, and math. And a student would go to North Carolina A&T to a facility there that is their high school, and in 9th and 10th grade they finish all their high school coursework, and then 11th and 12th grade they matriculate into college courses that are focused on that STEM curriculum. Those are really our workers of the future, and we want to respond to what our local employers need, and they have told us loud and clear they need engineers, scientists, biologists, mathematicians, so we want to provide those for them.
Well, that's exciting, and I bet a lot of people in our community had no idea that that was even going on. Is this Opportunity Greensboro something that you see as a continuing thing, this consortium of the college leaders, or is it put together for a specific purpose with a limited time or limited focus?
Well, I think that's up to the group.
Yeah.
If they continue to see success come out of the projects and a reason for them to come together, I think they'll want to continue. As I mentioned, Spokane has been in existence for a long time, and we would want this to continue. I will tell you, I think they, at a very minimum, have just enjoyed getting to know each other. So if we do that, that's a great thing, and then if great projects come out of it, that's great also.
And then that leads me to a question about Action Greensboro. What do you see as the future of Action Greensboro?
Well, we would love to work ourselves out of business, of course, which would mean that we would have a vibrant community that was self-sustaining and didn't need a cheerleader and all this work that we do. But that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. So we're a very important part, we think, of the Greensboro Partnership and that effort. We've got a great team approach to economic development. It works very well for us.
Are there opportunities for citizens to get involved in the work of Action Greensboro? How can people be a part?
Well, certainly they can give us a call at the office, and our phone number is 379-0821. We have a small staff, but we would be happy to meet with folks and to think about what they're interested in. And our volunteer opportunities are not consistent throughout the year, but we frequently have things that come up that we need help with. So we'd love to talk to anybody that's interested.
Well, you mentioned the word cheerleader a minute ago, and I think that's what you are. I think your excitement comes through, and it certainly bodes well, I think, for the future of Greensboro to have energetic folks like yourself working on that. I want to thank you very much, April, for coming and sharing this with us. April Harris, who is the Executive Director of Action Greensboro. Appreciate this look at what's going on. It's exciting times to be in Greensboro.
Yeah, thank you, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you, as always, for watching our program.